Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. Today's video is going to be a tutorial on this blue smoky eye. This is the look I was wearing on my WetNWild Dewy foundation review, and so many of you requested that I do a tutorial on this, and it was quite surprising to me because when I was doing my makeup, I didn't think much of this makeup look. I just wanted to use a blue eyeshadow that was in my collection. But when I posted the video, like so many of you were interested to see how I got this makeup look. That happens to me very often when I put a lot of efforts into an eyeshadow look, which I'm really excited about. No one even asks me about it. On the other hand, when I create an eyeshadow look on a whim, without having to think too much about it, you guys end up loving it. So it's really crazy sometimes. By the way, if you are new here, my name is Nishitha. I upload a lot of foundation reviews, makeup tutorials sometimes, and also get ready with me on my channel. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, please take a moment to hit the subscribe button. Without further ado, let's jump into this tutorial now. First, I'm going to start off with the eyes. I'm taking my CoverGirl concealer just to prime them and cover any darkness that I have on here. For transitions and everything, I used my Pure palette. I got this in my BoxyCharm like 2 years back, I believe. And I wanted the transitions to be completely neutral. I didn't want any pinks or any warm tones. So that's why I decided to go with this palette. I know this is a little bit hard to get your hands on, but ColourPop has a perfect neutrals palette. I will link that down below for you guys. Just in case, if you're looking for a good affordable option, because you definitely don't have to spend on this palette. I just have it, that's why I used it. But ColourPop has alternative ones. So first I'm going to take this shade Splurge and buff that all over my crease. This is going to be my first transition shade. So the reason I decided to go with neutral eyeshadows is so that I can do any kind of lip color I want. I could do like completely nude or a pinky nude or a brownie nude. So that's the reason I decided to keep the transitions very neutral with this eyeshadow look. And then on the same brush, the brush that I've been using is the Luxie 231. It's the tapered blending. On the same brush, I'm going to take the shade Stunner. It's a little bit deeper. And I'm going to place this in my socket mainly. I'm not going to take this color as high as I did the previous shade, but I'm going to keep it closer to the lid. So once I have my second transition shade, I'm going to go back in with the first shade that I used, which is this Splurge. And with very less product, I'm going to blend out the edges even more. Just so that we won't have any harsh edges here. So that's it for the transition shades. But later I'm going to add a little bit of black in the outer corners just to deepen up things a little bit. But for the start of the show, I used this ColourPop Super Shock shadow. This is in the shade Rex. So this is expired. It's completely dry. I don't know. I just wanted to use it for one last time and throw it out. I thought I did. I mean, we were in the middle of the move at that time. I was decluttering a lot of my makeup and I thought I had thrown it out. So I went to Ulta to buy an alternative just because, you guys requested a tutorial on this. So I couldn't find an exact alternative for this, but I got this ColourPop shadow in the shade Coconut. Yeah, this is Coconut. But after I came home, when I was going through my drawers, I found this eyeshadow. Turns out I didn't throw it out at all. Could have saved myself a trip to Ulta. But anyways, I had to throw it out, and I, do love, ColourPop blue eyeshadows. They're just perfect when you want to do smoky eyes. Anyways, enough of rambling. Now I'm going to take this eyeshadow and apply this all over my lid. So first, I'm going to take my fingers with this. So once I place the color, I want to, perfect it in the corner. So for that, I'm going to take a brush. If I use my fingers, I will end up making the color go into my crease as well. So that's why for that precise application, I usually like to use a brush. But when I want to get the most pigment on the lid itself, I like to use my fingers. Mostly like, with shimmery shadows. So wherever I can just reach with my fingers, I'm going to use my fingers, and in the corners I'm going to use the brush just to perfect the shape of my eyelid. So I'm leaving this area blank so I can go in with the black eyeshadow to deepen things up. Once I have the color, I'm going to take the transition brush that I first used and slightly blend out the edges so the color gets diffused into the transition shades and doesn't look like a harsh line. It looks really messy right now, but with darker eyeshadows, you have to trust the process. At the end, once I have foundation and concealer, all of it, it's all going to come together. So the Pure palette doesn't have like a black in it, and I wanted to add something deeper in my outer corners. So I'm taking my Wet n Wild Cosmic Collision palette, and I'm going to take the black in this eyeshadow and start applying that in the outer corners just to add some extra definition to the eye. And for that, I wanted more precise brush so I can control the application. Since it's a darker eyeshadow, I want to start off with a little bit pigment at a time. Otherwise, it gets really difficult to blend out. So I'm taking my Morphe M507, dipping into that Wet n Wild black eyeshadow. And first starting closer to the lash line and in the outer corners. And blending that in with the blue eyeshadow. And once I apply the color in the outer corners, with whatever is left, I'm just going to drag that into my socket. But I'm not going to go all the way till here. I'm just going to stop at, at this point, halfway through my crease. So if some of the blue gets taken away as you're blending things out, we can always go back and add more blue later. Again, going back in with the first blending brush with no additional product, I'm just going to diffuse out the edges of black. Now I'm going to take this banana shade called Mogul and apply that on my brow bone and also like clean up a little bit here. Now I'm going to take the Balm Mr. Right eyeliner in the shade See More Love Letters and apply that closer to my lash line and also tightline my eyes. Now I'm going to curl my lashes and apply mascara. And I'm using the Essence I Love Extreme Volume Lashes Mascara. So I'm going to move on to face now. I'm using the same foundation that I used that day. It's the Wet n Wild Dewy foundation. I'm blending it all out with my beauty blender. Then I'm going to take the Cover FX concealer. This is few shades lighter than my skin tone, and that's the reason I'm using it because the foundation is a little bit dark on me. And since I'm also wearing a really dark eyeshadow, I like my under eyes to be a little bit more brightened than usual. Then I'm going to take my Wet n Wild contour tool. Now for blush, I'm taking my Pretty Vulgar Hush blush and apply that along the sides of my face rather than apples, right above where I applied the contour. Today I didn't do any highlighter because I just wanted the natural glow of this foundation come through. Now I'm gonna move back to the eyes. I'm just going to smudge the lower lash line a little bit more using the black eyeshadow from the WetNWild palette. Then I'm filling in my brows using the L'Oreal, what is this called? Brow Stylist Definer. And as my last step, I'm going to take this WetNWild banana powder and set underneath my eyes. And at the same time, I also like to, clean up underneath the eyes a little bit. So it helps to blend out the lower lash line even more. Before that, I'm just going to tap out any creases so I don't set my creases. Slightly powdering my T-zone as well. Moving on to lips, I'm taking the Ofra Cosmetics liquid lipstick in the shade Verona. So that completes this video. I hope you guys enjoyed me recreating this blue smoky eye. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.